Namaste, angels. Thank you for joining, liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. This is the weekly general reading for the period of what is now today, Sunday, September 22nd. The first, what will be the first full day of fall officially, through Saturday to come, September 28th, 2019. Before I start the reading, I just want to tell you what cards I'm working with because I think that they have particular meaning. So with the Angel Therapy cards, I'm beginning with Sacral Chakra. You're highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. That's namely the one that I want to discuss with you. But this is the Eight of Fire or Wands, the Ten of Fire or Spring in this deck, and clear or clean energy foods from my Angels of Abundance cards. When you fuel your body with healthful organic diet, you increase your energy levels and the ability to focus. This automatically leads to more efficiency, better ideas, a higher vibration, which attracts golden opportunities and beneficial relationships. Okay, so I wanted to show you those. I mean, I always point out what cards I'm beginning with and starting with, but I want to show you those particularly because, it's 12:21 exactly. We got the threes going. I posted something earlier about the threes, but I don't want to get off subject right now. I wanted to point these out because last week, most specifically with regard to the masculine, but for everybody in the general reading, or was it the moon reading, or perhaps both, I talked about like sexual abuse and molestation, and I think that may be why sacral chakra is showing up. Or at least in part, obviously not everybody was abused, thank God. But I think in part, sacral chakra is showing up because some of us have sexual addictions where, we just, she's got to have it types in an unhealthy way, unfortunately. And then some of us are like particularly sexually frustrated and frigid, which, unhealthy too. So we're looking for balance and healing of the sacral chakra. And I think some of us this week may get news or word that maybe something has ended in this area. So perhaps somebody's going to jail or, they move, they pass away, and you feel sort of freed of your experience. Also, for some, it may just be you. Like the universe, the Eight of Fire or Wands can be about the universe stepping in to help you. 8 is a very karmic number, so karmic is definitely, like of the universe. Stepping in to help you to free yourself of these kind of situations, because this week Jupiter will be square Neptune. And this is a transit that, it's possible that any other time I might not talk about it. But once I was shown that that transit was occurring this week, immediately I was made to see that was connected to potentially things like, sexual abuse and child abuse. And I remembered my reading from last week. And then as I'm shuffling the cards, here comes sacral chakra, here comes the Eight of Fire, here comes the Ten of Fire, some sort of difficulty is coming to an end. And so I actually pulled up an article that I have not yet read. I'm waiting for you guys about Jupiter square Neptune. What I did was, this might sound crazy, but I actually Googled Jupiter square Neptune abuse. And this, article popped up. It is by Dark Astrology. And I think that I've read something by her in the past and I didn't like it. It was like satanic or something, at least on that particular day. But like I said, this came up, matched the results for which I'd searched. So I am going to read her blog again. And hopefully, this time I'll be more satisfied with it. But I definitely wanted to start out by telling some of you guys that we may see in the cards, I already see something coming to an end with regard to some sacral chakra dysfunction. Right, unhealthy sacral chakra. We're healing it this week for those to whom that applies. Other things going on this week. Let's start with the Christian calendar. There is nothing on the Hebrew or Islamic calendars that I'm going to discuss. There's one item on the Christian calendar this week, and that is the feast day on the 24th of September. Of course, it's a 6. What am I going to say next? Sixes are associated with Mary, and it is a feast day for her. Our Lady of Mercy is on Tuesday, the 24th. So for that, I've gone to just www.wikipedia.org. And this feast day is also called the Feast of Our Lady of Ransom, as well as Our Lady of Valor Padam. And again, from www.wikipedia.org, the Feast of Our Lady of Ransom, or Nuestra Señora de la Mercedes, is a Roman Catholic liturgical Marian feast. In General Roman Calendar of 1960, it was celebrated on the 24th of September, commemorating the foundation of the Mercedians. After Vatican II, the name of the Marian commemoration on the 24th of September was changed to Our Lady of Mercy. The Feast of Our Lady of Ransom is no longer included in the General Roman Calendar, but continues to be celebrated hugely in certain places like Valor Padam and in the Order of the Mercedarians. So those who are like Our Lady of Mercedes. The background: between the 8th and 15th centuries, of course 15 equals 6, medieval Europe was in a state of intermittent warfare between the Christian kingdoms of southern Europe and the Muslim states of North Africa, southern France, Sicily, and portions of Spain. Raids by militias, bands, and armies from both sides were an almost annual occurrence. Capture, whether by pirates or raiders, was a continuous threat to residents of coastal areas on both sides of the conflict. In the year 1218, this is another 3, by the way, Peter Nolasco was inspired to establish a religious order for the redemption of captives seized by the Moors in Spain and on the seas. Its charism of the redemption of Christian captives was similar to that of the Order of the Most Holy Trinity. Sorry about that. Established some 20 years earlier in France by Saints John of Matha and Felix of Valois. Given the Caliphate of Cordoba occupied a significant portion of the Iberian Peninsula, the Mercedarians differed from the Trinitarians in that originally its membership held more knights than clerics. The former guarded the coasts and undertook the dangerous task of ransoming Christian captives, while their clerics were charged with the celebration of the divine office in the commanderies. So they're talking about more knights being on the Christian side. That is, it's true also of the Templar Knights, which I've talked about many times, and I still want to do this African video on them, which I may get to do now finally because I have no more client readings to do, as of this moment. So I may, be able to find time to do that video I've been wanting to do on the Templar Knights in Africa. Ever since that time I had to go to the hospital, I had readings to do. I just got behind. Anyway, I'm all finished, all up to date, all cut up. On the 10th of August in the year 1223, the Mercedarian order was legally constituted at Barcelona by King James of Aragon and was approved by Pope Gregory the Ninth on the 17th of January in the year 1235, which is 11. The legend. Tradition holds that in August of the year 1218, Peter Nolasco experienced a vision of the Virgin Mary, who asked him to found a religious order dedicated to rescuing the many Christian captives held by the Muslims. The legend dates from about the year 1445 and is deemed to reflect Mercedarian historian Nadal Gaver's attempt to symbolize the belief of early Mercedarians that the Virgin Mary was the true founder and patroness of the order. A feast day was instituted and observed on September 24th, first in the religious order, then in Spain and France, and on February 22nd, 222, in the year 1111, Innocent the 12th, that's Pope Innocent the 12th, extended it to the entire church. But the calendar of the Spanish Mercedarians in the year 1644 or 6 has it on the 1st of August as a double. Proper lessons were approved on April 30th in the year 1616. April 30th also equals 7. I was reading 1616, and in my mind, in my mouth, wanted to say 7, because of course 1616 equals 7, but it was the 30th of April in the year 1616, which is 777. The feast was granted to Spain on the Sunday nearest to August 1st. On the 15th of February in the year 1680, more sixes, right? The 15th of February, the 15th is a 6, and so is 1680. And to France on December 4th in the year 1690. On February 22nd in 1696, it was extended to the entire Latin Church, and the date changed to September 24th. The Mercedarians keep this feast as a double of the first class with a vigil, privilege octave, and proper office under the title Solemnitas Decisiones B. Maria. This is not in like English or Spanish. The letters are funny. Something about Mercedes. In August 1805, Sicily, which had suffered so much from the Saracens, was given permission by the Congregation of Rites to observe the commemoration of the apparition of Our Lady to St. Peter Nolasco in the choir of Barcelona on the old date of the feast, the Sunday nearest to August 1st. In England, the devotion to Our Lady of Ransom was revived in modern times in recognition of its historic title as Our Lady's Dowry. And it goes on to talk about the iconography, the patronage, the crown of 12 stars of Our Lady of Mercy, and which is from the book of Revelations, other references if you want to read further. I'm going to stop. So that was the Christian calendar. Again, nothing on the Hebrew calendar or the Islamic calendar, although next week, the Sunday, the 29th, the first day for our reading next week, is not only Michaelmas, the feast day of Archangel Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel, but it is also Rosh Hashanah. So that's going to be a big week, but that's next week. So let me go on to the celestial calendar. And again, there on the, well, actually the Jupiter square Neptune was yesterday, the 21st. So I don't have to talk about it. But again, let me talk about it quickly a little bit because of the sex abuse thing. Because it was just too weird that I actually typed in sacral chakra sex abuse and this came up. Now, sacral chakra, unhealthy sacral chakra, or dysfunctional one, doesn't have to be connected to sexual issues, although it is a lot of the time. But there's other stuff, like you can just be extra dramatic, or easily like reactionary and like over emotional. Sometimes your creativity is blocked. Speaking of threes not only represent like the creator and abundance, but also creativity. And so maybe that's why all the threes are showing up too. Now it's 12:33. I don't even think I was talking that long already, but yeah, it's 333 again. So that could be something. Creative juices, stifled. I wouldn't say overactive, because that's a good thing if you're super creative. But yeah, it can go negative or positive for most of these things. You may have some sort of addiction. It might not even be sex. It could be like, drugs, alcohol, gambling. I don't know. What else are people addicted to? Cigarettes, shopping. I don't know. But, of course, sex is an item too. Food. That's a big one, right? A lot of us have food problems. This is a funny one for me. They say that you can be like numb and cold, but that's like a Gemini trait. So I take offense, that there's necessarily something else wrong, or an air sign trait. You come across frigid and cold and whatnot. But you could have what for men, I think we would call a low libido. I don't think you'd call that for women, but low sex drive. That may be your problem. You could be having reproductive issues, like infertility issues, or problem periods, or impotence, like low T. All of these things could be tied to an unhealthy sacral chakra. And, maybe you're the type that holds in your feelings, represses your feelings. You could be super sensitive, or maybe you're just the opposite. You're totally like detached, which is again an air sign trait. So I don't know. I don't want to confuse you. It's like when you go to WebMD, you type in something. I was watching this commercial earlier, and the guy typed in like chest pain. It was basically like you're dying. So I don't want to come across like that. But all of these things can be tied to unhealthy sacral chakra, and of course there is sacral chakra and all chakra healing available. But enough of my ramblings. Let's go to darkastrology.com/Jupiter square opposite Neptune. And I think that was, again, the only transit of this week. So this was written by this woman, Marina. No last name, Marina. So she's a Marian, a Marie, a Mary. She wrote this posted on August 31st this year. And it's called Jupiter Square Neptune, Martyr Syndrome. Jupiter Square Neptune tests whether your dreams are unrealistic or if you practice what you preach. This is the aspect of false messiahs and wasting money on lost causes and fairy tales. During this time, you're asked to be generous and will believe the best in people. However, you might also be shown that letting someone enjoy a parasitical relationship with you actually harms them as much as it harms you in the long term. Being someone's lifelong crutch means that the person who is leaning on you fails to develop spiritual muscles and backbone. In our personal lives, this is the aspect of creating a rod for your own back if you take it too far. Jupiter square Neptune retrograde, September 21st, 2019. So again, that was yesterday. It's good to have dreams, and when one has attained a certain material success in the world, Jupiter, it is natural to want to give something back to those that are disadvantaged in the world. This aspect can also have a very Chiron vibration to it, as Neptune related to healing, and Jupiter likes to play the savior. At its most positive in a natal chart, this can indicate someone who has experienced many relationships with covert narcissists and finally breaks free of being drained of their life force. That's what I was talking about this week. See, I knew it. We had to go over this. That's what I was trying to talk about or trying to say when I was saying about like this week you get freed. And I got that from the 8 of Fire and the 10 of Wands. Where was I? The square can be turned into a diamond as the native helps others to break free of their need to play the martyr in relationships. This person eventually makes a great healer, but only after some harsh lessons have been learned. In religious institutions, Jupiter, as the nymph, chaser, here is in danger of preying on younger members of its flock. I've said before that we need to be careful of Jupiter in hard aspect in terms of pedophilia and child abuse. Yes, this is what came up. All forms of spiritual practice, whether they're established religions such as Christianity or New Age cults, have the inherent potential to be corrupted. Totally agree. This happens because these institutions can't help to attract trusting and devoted followers who only see the good in others. Of course, they will also be a magnet for those who have a guaranteed audience of unquestioning worshipers. It takes a very evolved person to not be corrupted and seduced by the power that's given to a priest or priestess in a high ecclesiastical position. I agree with that as well. The problem with this position is throwing the baby, Jesus, out with the bathwater. To err is to be human. Teaching, another Jupiter position, also can attract pedophiles due to it giving access to young children. But we don't say that schools are evil because they can be a magnet for evil people. The same goes for religious institutions. Around the dates of this transit in 2019, we could see more scandals in the Catholic Church because this religion in particular, seems to be the one that the matrix controllers want to see crumble more than any other. I don't know about that, but maybe. I'd argue that's Islam, actually, that people try to destroy, but okay. Of course, that's not to say that there will not be sex abuse scandals in other cults or religions. It's just that the Catholics could be the scapegoat for all the others. And then she has an update, 8/31/19. In fact, it was the Jeffrey Epstein case that came to a climax in 2019. There were 3 others as well. Jupiter/Neptune squares earlier this year. Epstein was more Judeo than Christian, but you could say that he was definitely scapegoated to protect the higher ranking elites within his network. If this aspect hits any of your personal planets, be careful of how much time and money you give to your charity case. You may find that it was a total scam and relied upon your trusting good nature and kind heart. You will want to be generous, and this does not mean that you shouldn't be. Just make sure that you go in with your eyes open, and definitely don't add drugs or drink to the equation, or you are even more likely to make costly and upsetting long-term decisions concerning a loved one or seemingly good cause. I can't disagree with that either. I've been pointing out frauds a lot lately. A lot. Anyway, that brings us to the dice. I'm beginning with 29, spiritual partnership. It's 50-50, which you also need in terms of spiritual partnership. And sex. I didn't even notice this, but wow, okay. So that goes with the cards already. Spirit says no. Stay in bed and party. Some of us may be celebrating the fall equinox or a birthday or something. We still got some Virgos left, right? Oh no. Did the sun enter Libra, or is that tomorrow? That's probably something that I should have mentioned. Also, at the end of the week, actually, there is the new moon in Libra on the 28th, the last day for which this reading is. So at the end of the week, I'll also have a moon reading. And I think, yes, today or tomorrow, the sun enters Libra. All right. So I pointed out to you that for the advice cards, I was going to be beginning with the sacral chakra. I may shuffle those again, I don't know. And I also showed you that with the Angel of Abundance cards, I was beginning with clean energy food, which can help in the area of the sacral chakra. So on that note, let's get to the other cards, the tarot cards. Again, beginning with the 8 of Fire or Wands, events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over and many things are happening at once. And opening to the 8 of Water. Again, 8 is a very karmic number and attached to Jupiter. So we have that Jupiter, Neptune. This is very Jupiter, Neptune. Jupiter is a fire energy, right? Ruler of Sagittarius. And Neptune is a water energy, ruler of Pisces. So these two 8s here are very Jupiter square Neptune. A desire to move on. The search for something more meaningful. Spiritual and emotional growth. 8 of Fire. And the 5 of Air, there's the conflict. An unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. 8 of Fire. The 6 of Water, something from your past. Memories from your history or childhood. Issues regarding children, maybe the child abuse, your molestation. I mean, the 6 of Water or Cups is usually a happy card, but I've just been seeing this stuff. I can't help it. I got to share with you. Also, this can be about romanticizing the past. So, again, for everybody, it's not going to bring up traumatic memories. It can bring up memories of people that you miss, that you're happy to see. You may be bumping into folks, from your childhood or from your past. Even exes. The 6 of Water or Cups is a very soulmate card for me. And opposite, again, the 8 of Fire could be movement in these sort of relationships. 29, spiritual partnership, coming back together, starting a relationship or renewing a relationship with an ex or something. 6 of Water. And the 2 of Air, being unable, unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there's no problem. I'll do one more. It's the 3 of Air. Oh man, I should have quit while I was ahead. Great sadness. Take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. Maybe a narcissist that have been in your life. Maybe an abuser. Okay, that may be who we have to forgive. Somebody that caused us some sort of trauma. But again, with looking at the eights or considering the eights, those karmic lessons that we experience have prepared us for this moment. You know, if we want to look at them in a more positive light, to the extent that you can look at things like abuse and narcissism positively. You know what I mean? Boom, right back to the Eight of Water. Isn't that something? Again, a desire to move on. The search for something more meaningful. Spiritual and emotional growth. So that's talking about the karmic lessons, the growth that led to the growth that we experience now. Overall energy in this deck is the Ten of Earth, a very happy family life, financial security, and finding magic in the little things in life. This card for me can also be about lump sums of money, like all of a sudden some sort of abundance coming in. It can be sometimes abundance for the whole family and often connected to someone's passing or some inheritance that you're otherwise getting. And, you know, like maybe all the siblings are you know, supposed to get something. It's going to be split. I see the Ten of Earth in terms of like memorials and stuff. And since we just saw the Three of Swords, that's a possibility too. Like memorializing someone's passing, honoring them, recognizing them, possibly, you know, burying them this week. But I'm feeling more like past. And maybe that's because we also saw the Six of Water, that it's something from the past, and I think we're just remembering them now. And that could be attached to party too, you know, celebrating someone's life maybe. That they want me to see the Two of Water and to show you the Two of Water. A relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness and the positive resolution of a conflict. So for some, these two cards together can be someone's family healing, making up, maybe two family members or close friends or, you know, people who feel like family, making up, healing their relationship. With this deck beginning with the Ten of Spring or Wands, you're working far too hard and the stress will soon become too much. Reach out for help from others and take some time to play and to enjoy life. An opening to the Ace of Spring. That'll give you a chance to enjoy life. It's a brand new start. A wonderful new opportunity presents itself. It may have come as a surprise. That could be, you know, courtesy of Jupiter. But you'll still want to leap into action and to passionately pursue every possibility. So these are back to back, actually, right? Aces are considered 1s and 11s, you know, in cards and the tarot. So this is the 10. So after the 10, of course, comes the ace. Here's the ending and then here's the new beginning, like right on time. So that's pretty cool. 10 of Spring and the Queen of Winter, experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. All of your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, to clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and to disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. The Queen of Winter is quite possibly a Libra. Again, I think the Sun entered Libra today or tomorrow. If it wasn't today, actually, I think it's tomorrow, the 23rd. And at the end of the week, again, the moon will also enter Libra. Venus and Mercury are already there. So that'll be 4 bodies, 4 celestial bodies or planets that are located in Libra by the end of the week. The Queen of Winter can also be a Gemini or an Aquarius. Aquarius though, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Does not have to be a Libra or connected to the Libra energy. Queen of Winter. And Major Arcana card 10, the Wheel, which represents the planet Jupiter, ruler again of Sagittarius, also connected to the fixed signs, Aquarius being one of them, so the Queen of Winter, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus is the other. Expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. So again, maybe you were stuck, maybe because of something that you experienced at the hands of a sociopath or a psychopath or a narcissist or an abuser, something traumatic was stifling you. You know, you couldn't get past it emotionally, but suddenly something like Jupiter steps in to help you to do that. Or maybe the Queen of Winter, you take her sword and you cut yourself away, you cut yourself free, you cut those people out of your life. Like, you know, the passage we just read from, what was it, Dark Astrology. And up into the king of spring. Inspiring, dramatic, ambitious, and wise. Could be Jupiter himself, or even Mars, or a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone like into those traits or attributes. Now is your moment to step up into a leadership role. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful as long as you stay focused on the big picture. Let's cut these. That brings us to the Princess of Autumn. Cheerful, reliable, intelligent, and mischievous. A wonderful opportunity related to your work or education, such as a promotion or a scholarship, is coming your way. So the abundance again, like the Ten of Earth suggests. Seize this chance to learn something new, exciting, or to start a more rewarding and uplifting career. Princess of Autumn is a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Maybe a younger one. Overall energy here is Major Arcana card 2, the High Priestess. 2s are about faith. 2s are about partnership. 2s are about duality. This is the time to pause and to reflect, not to take action. Trust in your spiritual gifts, as nothing is hidden from your divine intuition. What the High Priestess wants you to do is to first use your wisdom, right? Intellect, intuition, any awareness that you have, gut feelings, common sense, like all of it, to make a decision as to what is your next step. And then you may also decide to take that next step in silence, right? Real G's move in silence. The High Priestess is a Gemini, perhaps a water sign. Sometimes in the tarot, she's a water sign, but I'm talking about real life. She's a Gemini. And yeah, we move in silence. And she might be that queen of winter, right? If she's a Gemini. We don't tell everybody what we're doing all the time. We just do stuff. And you find out after. And that is often what the High Priestess guides us to do. Decide what your next step is and take it without, broadcasting it. I randomly decided last week to turn to the side, so I guess I'm still getting used to lining them up this way. Crowning the masculine this week. It's another 8. Major Arcana card 17, the Star with Archangel Jophiel. It's more air energy too, more Aquarius. Right? The star represents the planet Uranus in the sign of Aquarius, which it rules. Happy times. Make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You are on the right path. The star is also about communication, similar to the 8 of Wands. And if it is communication, very possibly it can be communication that is like, of a technology basis, like texting or online dating, FaceTime, like all that kind of stuff. The star is also about our dreams coming true, our wishes being granted, our prayers being answered. Amen. Masculine surrounded by the Page of Air, more potential Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Logical, honest, impulsive, and curious. Challenging information. So again, maybe hearing about something connected to a trauma, or the person that caused it or facilitated it. A narcissist, a sociopath, a psychopath, an abuser. Or somebody that's just not nice. Or, somebody dramatic, a troublemaker in your life. Codependent, toxic, whatever. Challenging information. Delays or changes to plans. And truth delivered without tact. We could just be dropping that down. And again, in association with the star, whatever comes out, even if it is something connected again to a past trauma, whatever, like this is good news to us now. We want this now. We need this now to help us to be free. That's the answer to our prayers. I wish I could be relieved of this. I wish I could get past this point in my life. Wish come true. It's like that sort of thing. Masculine subconscious, the Knight of Air. Isn't that cool? Intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Also in Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with creative solutions. So the Knight of Air shows up often when we have a decision to make or we're awaiting one. Remember, the High Priestess is our overall energy and suggests that, yeah, we do have a decision to make. We need to decide what our next step is. When I picked up Major Arcana card 2, the High Priestess just now, guess what was behind it here in this other deck? Major Arcana card 17, the Star. Again, all about our wishes coming true, dreams coming to fruition, goals being reached, prayers being answered. You're about to achieve, or about to take rather, a big leap forward with your life. Worry will be replaced with optimism, fear with hope, and joy is coming home to roost. That's another 8. Crowning the feminine this week. More air. The Ace of Air. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations. Seeing the truth of a situation, it may be a challenging beginning. Well, the Ace of Air shows up after the 10, which again, a 10 is an ending, usually to some energy that we've been experienced that hasn't been pleasant. And the Ace is the 1 or the 11 and the fresh start. But in the case of the Ace of Air, it is, of all the aces, it's very clearly the one that shows up on the heels of difficulty and is a sign that there may be, some more bumps in the road before we're done. But yes, we are on a new path. And that's the triumph, right? That's the victory that's seen in the Ace of Air, that we made it through whatever that difficult time is. And we're here for the new start. And we may have to, stumble a couple of times more, but we conquered all that stuff that was behind us. Ace of Air also about cutting to the truth of a matter, taking that huge sword, getting right to it. Things that have been done in the dark coming to light. Ace of Air, card of victory as well. Surrounding the feminine. The King of Earth. Generous, professional, responsible and practical. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. The King of Earth is a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Last week, I also kept getting this King of Earth, and I thought that somebody may lose their father. Unfortunately, I did have somebody on my Facebook, a feminine, which how it turned out in the spread. I did have one that lost her father, but I had also said, like, they want you to know they're okay. Like, the father energy was coming through, like, they're okay. You shouldn't have any sort of guilt or sadness. And that was the kind of situation that my Facebook friend / subscriber was experiencing, that her father had been in serious pain and was free of that. So it was a good thing. And so that, somebody like him could be who's being celebrated this week, again, with the 10 of Earth, who's being honored, memorialized, remembered, perhaps even funeralized. And or maybe we're going over paperwork, with regard to an inheritance or some sort of family assets or something, a home, that could be happening with a feminine or a female, potentially. Feminine subconscious, the 6 of Earth, gifts of money, time, or effort. New career opportunities and receiving a loan or paying off debts. The 6 of Earth is about assistance that comes in from the universe for me. As it relates to relationships and couples, it's unconditional love, but even not, or it doesn't even have to be couples. Like, if I'm walking down the street and I hand somebody in need $1, and I just keep walking. I didn't say think about me when you spend it or whatever. I don't want anything from that person. They don't want anything from me. It's a very, it's an act of unconditional love, but a very informal one. And impersonal one because we don't know each other or anything, but it's still an act of unconditional love. And so that's what the Six of Earth tends to represent for me. It's very Venus, particularly in this deck. I see all of the signs that she rules, right? Here's the Libra, right? The scales of justice. And then here's all this green, that's the Taurus. And you see all the like scattered energy in the back. That's the Gemini, like it's confused. And so, yeah, it can be associated with things like credit coming in, especially sitting here underneath the King of Earth. Feminine may be getting some sort of credit, loan, grant, some other kind of assistance. It can be just somebody helping you out, like calling in a favor on your behalf, making things easier, facilitating something. That is Six of Earth. Energy of exchange, when it refers to relationships for me. I'm giving to you because I want to give to you. I love you, or I want to give you this love, and I'm accepting from you because I want to accept from you because I love you, and I want to accept this love. It represents the need to be able to both give and receive, right? Love has to be able to pass both ways, and so the Six of Earth to me represents all of that. It's one of my most favorite cards, actually, if you couldn't tell. Crowning. Oops. The Seven of Earth. So we're already progressing too. Getting closer to this 10. Seeds well planted. A temporary pause in action. Unnecessary worry. So like masculine, if you prayed and then you experience a delay, maybe courtesy of the Page of Air, you don't need to worry about that, right? Your abundance or your prayer is still being answered. So your abundance is still coming in. You're still going to receive a decision or have an opportunity to make one, and be able to, move on something on which you're wanting to move and take action. That's still going to happen. Or, there's still going to be communication if that's what you're hoping, even if it doesn't come in the day or time or way that you had, hoped or anticipated, still coming. At the root, the Three of Earth, which for me is about abundance that is earned. And it's another 3 right here at the bottom. The power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. I just heard take one for the team. I don't know if we want to do that or not. But yeah, the Three of Earth is about abundance that it's earned for me. So it can be ascension, right? Like the universe can be promoting you, raising you up in a spiritual or emotional sense. In which case, if they do, in one way or another, it'll show up down here because as above, so below. Or it can be directly connected, correlating to your work, right? Maybe a relationship at work or a group project or something. And if you don't work, in a traditional sense for a living, whatever your labors are, right, to the universe, to humanity, being rewarded and recognized for that. Like something's coming in because you deserve it. Your karma, is paying off, right? Your number's being called. And that goes very well with our overall energy, the 10 of Earth too, which is about that abundance that's coming in. And for the feminine, with this 3 of Earth crossing the King of Earth, and sitting next to the Six of Earth, it's like whatever it is you're trying to do this week, there's a very good likelihood of it working out for you because you deserve it. Your karma is paying off for you. At the heart of the matter, the 7 of Air. So despite that, someone or something hoping that you don't get all this beautiful energy. Don't receive the benefit of it. Plans that need revision. More going on than meets the eye. Poor timing. 7 of Earth represents the energy of joy stealing from me. We can steal our own joy by lacking confidence and esteem, being afraid to take risks, maybe to start a new job or, take a new opportunity that the King of Earth wants to give us. Or it can be somebody literally trying to steal our shine at the job. Somebody trying to get that promotion that's due to you. Take credit for your work. Sabotage you. Further clarify those with these. If I was just clarifying one or two, I would have only taken the upright cards. But when I do the whole spread like this, I've always just taken the next card. I don't know. Don't ask me why. Crowning the masculine. Atop the star, it's another Knight of Swords. Prince of Winter. Decisive, focused, driven, and impulsive. Get ready for progress to speed up. This situation requires you to choose logic and intellect over emotion and to make your decisions quickly. But again, it's attached to something for which we've prayed, something we've dreamed about, right? Something that we wanted, a goal of ours, and or to a communication, maybe that we're wanting to make or to receive, or that we need to receive. It could be a decision that we're awaiting. Likely in our favor, sitting atop the star, right? Atop the Page of Swords. Speaking of something for which we prayed and asked, it's the Nine of Summer. So this is a very star-like card, only it's courtesy of the Minor Arcana. The Nine of Summer of Cups. Now's the time when your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God for all that you have and all that's still to come. And atop the Knight of Swords is the King of Swords, or Winter. Can you believe this? The King of Winter is intelligent, impartial, respected, and unemotional. At this time, it's very important that you communicate clearly, be objective and unemotional, and act as professionally as possible. If you need advice, seek out the most experienced expert that you can find. The King of Winter for me can often be like a lawyer or a judge or some other professional, a doctor, like a psychiatrist or psychologist, an accountant, somebody that has to give it to you straight. You know what I mean? And keep it real with you. That type of person. It could just be a friend, but sitting here with a decision. In this position of the masculine subconscious, this can be him, debating how he's going to communicate something, or thinking about how he received a communication and then what to do about it now, like a decision that has to be made or that was made. Or this can also be him thinking about, like maybe he's awaiting a legal decision or something. And when I say him, of course, you guys know this can be a female too. These are archetypes. These are not genders. So it's not gender specific. It's not sexuality specific. In fact, we all are at the soul level are androgynous and have a masculine and a feminine. So you can be a feminine and you don't have to be sitting at home confused like, oh, that looks like what's going on in my life on that side. You have an inner masculine. So it's possible. Crowning the feminine, the Ace of Air. Major Arcana card 20, Renewal or Judgment. So somebody, again, maybe awaiting an actual legal judgment, or being reminded not to be overly judgmental of themselves or others that they deal with, to be forgiving, compassionate, share. It's time to get clarity also about your life purpose and to make changes so that you're on the path most divinely suited to you. Forgive what has been without judgment and fearlessly embrace what's to come. Major Arcana card 20, Judgment, represents for me the planet Pluto in the sign of Scorpio, which it rules, and is, when it comes to money, flowing, good, in your favor. It's about abundance that is earned. That's money, that's love, that's opportunity, all of that. Abundance that is earned. It's ascension, right? It's the spiritual. It's God giving you a promotion, raising you up, putting you in the spotlight. Very, very positive card. But in connection to some of these other cards we've received, that we have here in the spread, it could be connected to an actual judgment, like a legal judgment decision that you're awaiting or have received. And maybe it's attached to some sort of settlement or something, some sort of financial award with the King of Earth and the Six of Earth or Pentacles sitting here underneath these cards, and the Ace of Air sitting here underneath Judgment, which is, again, the Ace of Air is a card of victory. So very positive for the feminine. Atop that King of Earth or Pentacles, Major Arcana card 3, the Empress. So another 3, our creativity, abundance, God, all attached to the 3, Trinity, right? But yeah, the Empress is all about abundance. And for the feminine, it can also be about pregnancy, a bundle, finding out that you're pregnant, or, you know, if you've been trying to get pregnant, this could be the time, this could be the week that you do. If you want to work at it, this is a good week to do that. Or we could be getting new ideas. It's sitting here atop the King of Earth, new ideas that are going to be lucrative for us, right? Creative juices flowing to our benefit. It's time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. And atop the Six of Earth or Pentacles, it's the Eight of Winter or Swords. It's so easy to convince yourself that you're trapped when you really aren't. Trust that God will lift you to new heights and give you a greater sense of self-confidence. Remember I said you could be lacking self-confidence when I saw that Seven of Swords sitting here? Yeah, that can be what it is. Give you a greater sense of self-confidence if you first affirm your freedom. So for some of us, this could be attached to financial freedom. Maybe we're addressing that with the Six of Earth in this position of our subconscious. Maybe we're thinking about, you know, I am getting something in. Now, where do I apply it, right? How do I, work towards financial freedom and get out of this box? Should I pay off my debt? Should I put some money away for savings? What do I do here? Or how do I generate more? How do I keep it flowing in so that I can continue to do more? Could be a question that a feminine is having, or the feminine is having. Atop the Seven of Earth and the seeds that are planted. So the next is like the 8, right? That when we reap what we've sown. This is the sowing, the Seven of Earth. And atop it is another card about indecision. The Four of Winter. Thoroughly think things through before making a decision. Continuing to overanalyze or worry. Remember, worry is unnecessary. That's what the Seven of Pentacles said. Continuing to overanalyze isn't going to get you any closer to a resolution. But prayer and meditation will bring you the answers you seek. And we have that proof right here. Prayer being answered. Right? That's what the star is all about. Sitting right here next to this Four of Winter. Dreams coming true. Crossing the Four of Winter. At the root, foundation, atop the Three of Earth, is the Princess of Spring. Energetic, outgoing, optimistic, and creative. Creative opportunities that you feel passionate about are fluttering your way. Personal growth and broadened horizons will spark fresh and original ideas. The Princess of Spring is a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could be Jupiter himself, or even Mars, right? The red planet, giving you opportunity. And it will be lucrative, abundant, because you deserve it. Your karma's paying off. Lastly, at the heart of the matter, atop that funky Seven of Swords, is Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers. True and long-lasting love finds its way into your life. Follow your heart with caring actions and choices. Well, the Lovers can be about the need to make some sort of decision too. As you heard, in this deck, it is primarily about actually finding love. But sitting atop the Seven of Swords, somebody could have a heart versus head decision to make. Heart wants you to do one thing. Soul wants you to do one thing. And then maybe with judgments coming in too, crossing the Lovers. But your head and like your logical mind or the people around you, society, hang-ups and stuff are telling you not to do that thing. The Four of Winter for me can also be about like planning a vacation, deciding whether or not to go on vacation. I'm just thinking about with the Lovers atop the Seven of air or swords, it can be, I mean, since it's about stealing, it's about theft, but sometimes it's positive, right? It's about taking risks. What if it's about stealing away, like a couple rather, like, running off to be together, be alone, spend some time. That could be an answer to the prayers. Maybe it's an actual air sign, a Gemini, an Aquarius, Libra, that's involved one way or another. Maybe with a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, or a Taurus. I didn't mention the others because the others are that the Empress represents are Libra and Gemini, and we already got the air. Again, Judgment, Scorpio for me. Somebody could be wanting to steal away. That could be, again, an answer to your prayers. The Nine of Summer as it relates to, or Cups as it relates to love specifically, or relationships, can be like a big resounding yes from the Minor Arcana for me. And so it could be like, let's get married. Will you marry me? Maybe that's a decision. And then eloping. And the Eight of Winter with the Six of Earth or Pentacles, I was thinking, or it's being shown to me, or both. Can be about like debating whether the energy you're putting out is what you're getting back. Like the quality, is it being matched, right? Your energy being matched. Because I think we just read about that too in the Dark Star astrology. Like, basically like being used and stuff, and you being the victim or the martyr is the word that she used. For some, something could be coming up in connection to a relationship between you and your mother. Positive. Maybe you had some sort of difficulty before, some sort of problem. And, this week you are making up, forgiving each other. She might be an earth sign, maybe specifically, again, a Taurus. I think that's all I'm getting. Let's see what if the advice will lend any more to this. This could also be representing what I talked about in the beginning. Okay, especially since we got the 3 here with the creativity. You're being blocked, you're being stifled. Why? Because of this thing that happened in your past. And now the universe wants to step in to facilitate, some sort of movement, positivity, help for you, to free you from a situation where you'd felt stuck. The further advice to the masculine from the angel therapy cards is twin flame. And I was also thinking about that, and I didn't say it. Like, this is really representative also of a super sacred relationship, right? It really goes to like the sanctity or karmic, not karmic with the air quotes, but karmic as in of the universe, destined, clandestine, with judgment, the empress, the lovers, the 9 of cups, right? The star. I'm like, ooh, it looks sort of meant to be. Well, twin flame, the answer to your question, masculine definitely had a question here, involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. 29, it's 50-50. Feminine, for us, listen to your intuitive feelings. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. That could be connected again to, if it's not actual pregnancy, you giving birth to some new ideas and some, new life in your life, right? It doesn't have to be a person, but something is renewed or unnew, and, will be fruitful for you this week. Masculine, raise or promotion. just as some of these other cards already suggested. Congratulations. An increase in your abundance flow awaits you. This is a result of your positive focus and willingness to take action based on your divine guidance. Keep up the good work. And that raise of promotion, again, can be with regard to your dimensional reality, your vibration. It doesn't have to be at your job. And so therefore it can be connected to a relationship as well. From the angels of abundance to the feminine, obstacles and blocks are lifted, right? You're freed from them. All of your good and personal work and positive energy have overcome previous obstacles and blocks are lifted away. You'll now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. From the animal tarot to the masculine, the 8 of autumn. Remember I said after the 7 where we're sowing, the 8 comes, that's where we reap what we've sown. It's the perfect time to learn all you can by returning to school, taking a seminar, or conducting research. Do your best work, and the law of attraction will bring you prosperity and career advancement. For the feminine, the Emperor. Talk about karmic connections. The Empress and the Emperor together. Structure and organization are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role as you have much wisdom to offer. Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor, represents the planet Mars, ruler of the signs of Aries and Scorpio. It's about taking back control of your life, of being in control, being ready to, be a leader, take on a leadership role. In connection to the Empress, this can be something about a marriage or, again, a very connected couple, especially with the Lovers sitting here at the heart of the matter and Judgment here. Somebody, of course, it's not going to be everybody, could actually be debating leaving a relationship, severing with the 7 of air, like severing a relationship that they feel stuck in. And that would be you taking back control of your life and doing it your way. Maybe because you're a strong, woman who doesn't need help or a crutch or to be anybody's crutch or martyr, right? Lastly, from the angel tarot to the masculine, it's another 3. The 3 of fire. Abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. So again, you're reaping what you've sown. Everything is coming to fruition. Dreams coming true. Wishes being granted. And feminine for us, lastly, it's another Ace of Fire. An exciting new opportunity. Career advancement. Change your life now. And that may very well be the case. Career advancement with all this earth energy that we've seen. But this can also be attached to relationships. Whatever it is something or someone about which or whom we are extremely passionate, and we are going to want to dive right into this. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the weekly general reading. I thank you again for joining, liking, sharing, and subscribing. The other thing that I started to talk about that I didn't, having to do with the 3s, is that I was also shown last night at 9:22 p.m. that the Gemini full moon, which doesn't occur until December, will occur on what is basically 12, 12, 12 at 12, 12. Those are all 3s, 19 degrees, 52. So then 2 numbers that represent Father, the 19 and the 7 for God. I was also shown what that moon will bring, and it's going to be super, super, super powerful. And I will come back to you at another time, exclusive with what that is. I've already come to you exclusive with the fact that the moon is even occurring. You heard it here first, or saw it on my page first. And I will come back to you exclusive with what the God, the Most High, has shown me that moon will bring us. I'll also be back prior to that with the love reading. So stay tuned for that as well. I look forward to being with you guys again. Namaste.